Hello everyone, and welcome back to Kutikatas, a podcast where we bring you enchanting stories from Hindu culture, Indian folklore, and timeless parables filled with magic, adventure, and life lessons. Are you ready for today's tale? Let's begin! Shiva and Parvati. We will now continue our very special Navratri story series. Before we get into the grand story of Parvati and Mahishasura, let us continue where we left off last week. Last time, we heard the powerful story of Goddess Sati, who revealed her true form as Adi Shakti and left her earthly body in a blaze of divine fire. Tonight, we follow Lord Shiva through the depths of his grief and learn how love found its way back to him as Parvati. When the news of Sati's fiery departure reached Mount Kailash, Shiva's heart broke like a thunderclap. The great Lord of Meditation, who could sit unmoving for centuries, now roared with pain. He rushed to the yagna grounds, lifted Sati's lifeless body, and let out a cry that shook the three worlds. With Sati cradled in his arms, Shiva walked across mountains, forests, and skies. His sorrow was so fierce that time itself seemed to pause. As Shiva wandered, his grief turned into Rudra Tandava, the cosmic dance of destruction. Flames flickered in the heavens and earthquakes rumbled. The gods grew fearful. If Shiva's sorrow continued, creation itself might collapse. The gods gathered. Lord Brahma said, "If Shiva's grief continues, the three worlds will crumble." Lord Vishnu replied, "We must act with care. His love is endless. We can only guide his sorrow, not fight it." They decided to gently free Sati's energy so the universe could survive. To protect the universe, Lord Vishnu released his Sudarshan Chakra, a spinning discus of light. With gentle precision, the chakra sliced Sati's body into pieces, each falling to earth as a sacred jewel. Wherever a piece landed, the ground became a Shaktipita, a seat of the goddess's energy. In the first waves of his grief, Shiva tried to gather every piece of Sati's body from the sacred Shaktipitas. Step by step, he traveled to the glowing spots where her energy pulsed: Kamakya in the east, Kanyakumari in the south, Hinglaj beyond the deserts, cradling each fragment as though he could make her whole again. But with each visit, the goddess's presence whispered to him, "I am not gone. I am in everything." Slowly, Lord Shiva understood that Sati's spirit could never be contained in one form or place. Her essence lived everywhere, in all creation. With that realization, his restless searching softened into a quiet meditation, and the great Lord began to heal. Lord Shiva withdrew to deep meditation in the caves of the Himalayas. He closed his third eye and sat in stillness, letting centuries pass. But the universe needed both creation and destruction. The gods came again to Lord Vishnu. Indra exclaimed, "Without Shiva's energy, nothing moves. Creation is fading." But Lord Vishnu smiled. "The goddess will return. Shakti never disappears. She only changes form." High in the Himalayas, King Himavan, the lord of the mountains, and Queen Mena welcomed a radiant baby girl named Parvati, which means daughter of the mountains. From her first breath, Parvati carried the essence of Adi Shakti, though her parents saw her only as their beautiful child. As Parvati grew, stories of the mighty Lord Shiva, his wisdom, his dance, his lonely meditation reached her. Deep within, she felt an unexplainable connection. Though her mother hoped for a worldly marriage, Parvati's heart only belonged to the great Lord of Kailash. She initially thought, "I shall win him with my actions of love," but quickly realized that would not awake Lord Shiva from his meditation. She knew the only way to win his heart was through devotion. Determined to win Lord Shiva's love, Parvati began tapasya, a powerful meditation and penance. She sat in a cave, chanted sacred mantras, and survived on nothing but water. And then, even without that, seasons changed, yet her focus never wavered. Parvati meditated through biting winters while spring returned to the world below. Flowers burst open, bees hummed, and warm breezes danced up in the mountains. But Lord Shiva still sat unmoving, eyes closed, mind far beyond time. The gods grew anxious. Lord Indra said, "If Shiva never opens his eyes, creation will fade. We must help Parvati." They called upon Kamadev, the Lord of Love, whose arrows of love can melt the hardest hearts. Kamadev said, "I will try, but to disturb the great yogi is dangerous." His wife Rati clasped his hand. "Be careful, beloved. Shiva's third eye sees everything." When Kamadev reached the silent Himalayas, he hid behind the blossoming trees. He aimed a single arrow of spring toward Lord Shiva. Whiz! The arrow flew, carrying the scent of mango blossoms. For a heartbeat, Lord Shiva's closed eyes flickered, but the Lord of Meditation knew at once who had dared to break his trance. With a flash brighter than lightning, Lord Shiva's third eye blazed open without breaking his meditation. A single fiery glance shot forth. Kamadev barely had time to lower his bow before he was reduced to pure ash, his form gone in an instant. Through it all, Parvati never wavered. She continued her tapasya, fasting, chanting Lord Shiva's name with every breath. Her devotion glowed brighter than the Himalayan snow. One day, Shiva himself appeared, disguised again as an old sage. "Child, why punish yourself for a hermit who destroyed the god of love? Choose a gentler path." But Parvati kindly replied, "My love is not mere desire. It is the truth of the universe. No fire can burn it." Lord Shiva smiled inwardly. At last, Parvati's devotion melted even Shiva's sorrow. He recognized in Parvati the same boundless energy he had once embraced in Sati. The universe itself seemed to sigh in relief. The heavens prepared for a celebration unlike any other. Gods, sages, and celestial dancers gathered as Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati were married amidst chanting, music, and a rain of fragrant flowers. With their marriage, creation and destruction were balanced once again. The goddess returned to her lord not as a memory of Sati's past, but as Parvati, the gentle yet powerful mother of the universe. We will have more stories of all the fun of their wedding in another episode. But what happened to Kamadev? Moved by Rati's grief, the gods pleaded with Lord Shiva. Lord Vishnu said, "Great Lord, Kamadev acted only to awaken you for the sake of creation." Lord Shiva's heart softened. He granted a boon. Kamadev will live again, but as Ananga, the bodiless one, felt only in the hearts and thoughts. And so, love itself remains alive, unseen, yet everywhere. Like we said, wherever a part of Sati's body touched the ground became a place for the Shaktipitas. These 51 places became temples, each linked to a specific body part or ornament of Sati and paired with the form of Lord Bhairava. Each is said to hold a spark of Sati's power. So, what is the moral of this story? This story shows that devotion can conquer all. Even in her human form, Goddess Parvati was able to attain Lord Shiva's love. But sometimes things happen only when the moment is right. Devotion isn't about instant results. It's about trusting that love will always find its way. In our next episode, we will start the story of Parvati and Mahishasura. Until next time, keep learning and keep smiling. Hari Sharanam.